Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which are our teachers. And salutations, and peace to you brothers out there laboring in His word in sincerity and in truth. All right, it's just a brief lesson going into order. Basically, that's one of the key things that we got to push for brothers coming into this thing, and even that's been in this thing. We got to know order, man. All right, a lot of disorderly things occur, amongst groups, and based off of those particular instances, it makes the whole group look bad. Yep. So that's why everything got to be done in order, and everything is supposed to be done in order. All right, and when you go into order, it pertains to arrangement, making sure everything is done precisely, making sure everything is consistent, making sure everything is being performed the way it's supposed to be, done. It's supposed to always be an authority that makes sure all tasks are being actually fulfilled. And when you think about it, who are the authoritative figures over these groups? The heads of these camps, right? But the main organization, which we can talk about Great Millstone, our group, GMS, the authoritative figure over the whole GMS banner are the apostles of Great Millstone, starting with Apostle Tahar, Apostle Aram Lab, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rakah, so on and so forth. And those are the men that are
in order.
Right, but those are the men who are the authoritative figure. They're the ones who send the order to make sure everything is going the way it needs to go. All right, those are the men that sends the orders. So if you come into this in the knowledge, and you come into the truth, and you come up under the apostles, guess what? You got to be in order, because there's an order set coming from the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, because He's dealing with this particular group. It's no secret. The Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is dealing with GMS. All right, but for you to know that, you got to understand the Lord is dealing with order. All right, so we're gonna go into it. Something you want to?
I just had not yet, but I just had the one in Corinthians. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14. We'll start at 40. I'm gonna read 40. It says, "Let all things be done decently and in order."
That's right. And
let me read this back to back, then we'll go back.
Good.
Verse 33. It says, "For the Most High is not the author of confusion."
Yep.
That's basically, confusion is out of order.
Yep.
When everybody don't know where their parts are supposed to move and do. They don't know what their order or their jobs are to do.
That's right.
It says, "But of peace." And when things are peaceful and in order, they work like a well-oiled machine, to go with that. It says, as in all churches of the saints. Jumping back down to 40, it says, "Let all things be done decently and in order."
That's right. Let all things be done decently and in order. So it's always supposed to be in order. If you notice in this particular book, in the book of Corinthians, this is Paul sending an epistle to the church of at Corinth. All type of out of order shit was going on in that particular church. So that's why it was needful for Paul to send that epistle, because he knew and heard about all the out of order things that were going on in that church. So he had to address them. And what were the things that were going on in that particular organization, or should I say church? You had women speaking. That's why he said in that same chapter, women are supposed to learn in silence. But there's women speaking in the church, bringing all type of confusion. She's supposed to learn in silence and be obedient, thus saith the law. That was one thing that was out of order.
Just to touch on that, if anybody don't understand it, that's not supposed to be going on. Where your woman is making decisions over men, that's confusion, because you as a man, you have to be able, and if you're not able to do this as a man, you need to recheck yourself as a man, straight up. Yep. That you can separate your personal emotion from what the job calls for to be done.
That's right.
You know, and separate the emotion out of it. That's what this truth is about. Yep. But women have a harder struggle doing that. Yep. That's why they're not put in position by the Most High to have to do that, to make decisions. Because at some point, think about it. If they said like think if Rebecca had to put Isaac to death, not Rebecca, Sarah. Sarah had to put Isaac to death and not Abraham. She would have never. Abraham was about to do it. Yeah. Rebecca would have never went that far. In my understanding of women, she wouldn't have went that far. But there's a purpose for going that far. There's a purpose that men are supposed to be able to do that. You know, yeah. He had to separate his emotions for his son to be able to, you know, to make do what the Most High said. And it's a tougher time for women to try to do that.
Yeah. So that's one order. Hey, no more women speaking in the church. Mm-hmm. That's order. That's putting order in the house. What was another incident they had in the church of Corinth? You had men committing adultery. Paul had to address that and told y'all, hey, when a dude does that, put away that wicked person. Get away from him. You know, put him out the church. All right. If you an extortioner, yeah, get rid of him. Yeah. Basically, get rid of niggas. That's order. That's an order. All right. So when you see like the apostles, when they say this such and such is out of the camp, that's what it is. They out. They put order in the camps. You know, if there's a nigga acting up in the camp, put him out. Yep. That's order.
Suspend him, because of the example that's set. And this, and order goes back to when you're in order, you be. So like I ain't trying to change.
Go ahead.
But when you're in order, you become to set an example for the next brother. Because if you think about it, if you're on the front line with somebody in war and you doing everything that you can to protect yourself and that brother, or that brother and yourself, it's gonna only make that man that you protecting, that's supposed to be protecting you also, go that much harder for you also. So if everybody's going to the top of what they should be doing, then everybody's good. So that's an example of something to follow, and that takes the order of, you know, from the top to the bottom. Yep. You know, to be that example, and also to take orders, man. Not just to give them, but to be able to. Okay, you want this done? I got you, bro. You know. Yeah. Go ahead, bro, because I had something else, but I lost it.
I'm going to the Greek word for order in the blue letter. It's from the it's from the Greek word taxis, taxis, which basically it says an arrangement or order, a fixed succession observing a fixed time, due or right order, orderly condition, the post, rank, or position which one holds in civic or other affairs.
Read them again from the
Read
top.
that part, right?
From the top.
From the top.
Yeah, from the top.
An arrangement.
That's setting, basically like chess, setting your pieces in order to accomplish whatever the goal is. And if you all don't know that there's a common goal, because this is the problem. This is what I was going to say a moment ago. This is the problem with the truth. Brothers come in, they get a little knowledge, and they want to go out and be heard. That's still some of the worldly parts of you that still wants to be in the spotlight or get attention.
That's right.
But that's not what this is about. The attention is on Yahweh Shah. We're just rolling the carpet out for Yahweh Shah. That's all our job is to do, is to roll the red carpet out for him. Yep. You know? So it ain't about us at all. It's about the truth. And he is the truth embodied in the word. So you can't do anything with yourself first thought in mind, because that's
right.
not what gets you in. What gets you in is having charity for your brother
That's
and
right.
doing the right thing
That's
for
right.
you know.
That's right.
That's what gets you in, and that's what saves you, is doing for others. You know, in a nutshell, so to speak. But there's sometimes there's brothers that come in that want that vainglory for themselves, and you know there is some level of glory that comes with it. You know, because the Most High may bless you with you know, a certain brother with the gift of prophecy, the gift of speech, the gift of tongues, or whatever gift He may give you. I'm not trying to change it, bro. But, you know, the gift that He may give you.
Spirit, yeah.
But that's just what your duty is to do. That's what your blessing for this truth, to further the truth. As long as you're doing it with sincerity, that's for you. But seeking out that glory, that's not what this is about.
That's right.
That's not what this is about. Yeah, my name is such and such and such. No, it ain't about that. It ain't about such and such versus polite, one head to head. It's not about that. It's simply about furthering this truth, doing your job of the best of your ability, taking that talent and multiplying it, you know, and warning the people, man. You know, doing your very best of your ability to get yourself saved.
I got a quick precept for you.
Go with it, bro.
It's 1 Corinthians 13 and 2. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understanding all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith.
Because that's not what gets you in. Yeah, faith is what gets you in, but how do you prove your faith? Through your works. How do you, where do you exhibit your works?
Yep.
Read what it's about to say.
So that I could remove mountains and have no charity.
Through charity. Charity is how you show your good works.
Yep. I'm gonna read that part again.
Come.
It says, so that I, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains and have no charity, I am nothing.
Yep. If you don't have, because the charity is the most sincere way to exhibit or to share your gifts.
That's right.
You know, and when you're out of order, you don't know how to do that because you're looking more inwardly than outwardly.
That's right.
You know, and Salaki, if you don't mind pulling one for me, bro, just one. It's Ecclesiastes 1 and 18. Yeah, I believe that's it. 1 and 18. You know what I'm talking about?
Because of for much wisdom is much grief.
Please,
Ecclesiastes 1 and 18. For much wisdom is much grief.
When the Most High blesses you with this, it's a burden, so to speak, unto you.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you getting this, to get the spotlight, it comes at a price that not every man is built for. That's what this body is set up for. And the Spirit sets it up. Not you can't be like, well, I've been in the truth 15 years, so I'm the head now of every. No, it don't work that way. It works according to the Spirit that the Most High gave each man to do what job. Some men are they've been in the truth longer. They may be better researchers, so to speak, or scribes or whatever. And it may be somebody that just came in that's a better speaker. Somebody that's been in a little while, a couple years, 2, 3 years, that may be the better leader. That's more selfless than everybody else. That doesn't have the same burdens as everybody else. Yep. But it's according to the Spirit of what the body of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai needs. The church of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai needs.
That's right.
Not by what a particular man needs.
Yep.
You know? And so that's part of the order that has to, brothers have to understand that order that comes. Yep. If I may give a testimony about this camp, when this camp had its issues and we had to restructure the government of this camp, we cast lots.
That's right.
And how it fell is how it fell. Yeah. You know, but when you go back and actually, like when you're in camp with brothers and you know how this camp needs to run, everybody fell in their lot the way it needed to be. It was the best thing for the camp and for the individuals. Yeah. You know? It was just the best situation. Yeah. But that's according to the Spirit. Yeah. It wasn't the man that's been in the truth the longest, the oldest brother. It wasn't that. It was just the best men for each job. That's right. And that's what the goal should be. But when you have people out of order trying to come in and be like, yeah, you know, like they was doing back then. Yeah. You know, that's what they was doing in Corinth, Greece.
You try to come in and you try to come up in the ranks. You know, you try to go for a position that doesn't fit your criteria, but you just trying to be that dude.
Yep.
That's just like a dude getting hired somewhere, right? And he may specialize in one position, but he's trying to work in this particular position because he's trying to get to another position where he has no experience at, and he tries to go to that position and winds up doing a bad
costing the whole
you know, and you making a whole company look foolish, man.
Yep.
You know, you gotta know the boss hires you to do this particular position. That's what you do.
I dare any man that has never been in that position before to all of a sudden you be the CEO of Walmart and watch how fast Walmart go out of business.
Yep.
If you out there to be the CEO without the benefit of all the moving parts of the Walmart corporation, or we'll put it to the truth, I dare any of you brothers be the head of your organization or camp. That if you can't deal with the organization and the governing body that of Great Millstone, then go start your own group and then see how long that lasts. Like Apostle Tar always say, see who will follow you.
Yep.
You know, part of what this is about is because we all speak the same thing, as the scriptures say we should.
Yep.
You know?
And that's an order from the Lord Himself, man.
Right.
We're supposed to be on the same accord, having one mind and in the same judgment, speaking the same thing. That's the order. Because if one camp, if we all speaking, we all under the same group, but each camp is speaking different doctrines.
Yep.
That's confusion.
One camp saying Cornelius is an Edomite, another say Jade, another one say he's just another heathen. Right. Somebody say he was nobody. Like, who is Cornelius? Like, don't even address it. Like, come on. Like that's out of order, and that's the same reason why we can't fellowship with these other groups.
Yep.
That's why we can't be connected to these other groups like that, because the doctrine is not on one accord. Because when you're on one accord, everybody's in order and everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing for the bigger picture.
That's right. You wanted me to finish that? Was that it?
Yeah, read it from the top.
Ecclesiastes 1:18. For much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. And
no man is really prepared to take on so much sorrow. Like I can only imagine the sorrow that the heads of these camps and heads of the regions, the captains over 50s and over 100s and over thousands, and I can only imagine the grief on those higher, like the apostles go through. I can only imagine. And then it gets to the point where they're like, we're dealing with nigga shit.
Yep.
Get rid of all of them. That's how we gonna do this. If there's any childish nigga shit going on, get rid of all of them that's involved in that. And that's how you do it. Because I ain't gonna get time for brothers to get right. This truth has been out for too long. Get out.
Yep.
And figure it out for yourself once you're out.
Yep.
No more guidance. And that's the best thing about order, is that you have guidance. Because there's somebody over you showing you the way.
Showing you what you need to be doing.
Yeah. It's set up a certain way, so you should want that.
Hey, it's basically somebody getting instruction, and then they in turn is handing you instructions. And all you doing is just following basic guidelines, man. To maintain the organization. That's pretty much what it's about, man. Making sure everything is operating smoothly.
I got a definition on the word order. That was all I needed on that.
So order is needful, man.
Right. It's very needful.
It's very needful, man.
That's another thought I had.
And a lot of you guys, even in GMS, you know, you doing your own thing on your own terms. You know, you pretty much being out of pocket and being self-willed. Man, if you the ones that that Paul spoke about, man. You guys that's being unruly and disorderly, the Lord's gonna find you out and He gonna weed you up out of there, man. Cause you can't take order, you can't take instruction. All right. You gotta humble yourself, man. You gotta really humble yourself. All right. If you so humble to take orders from your boss at your job, You can't do that in the truth for the Lord, for the Lord's sake. Fuck your job. Your job ain't gonna be here in the days to come. You know. But this the tabernacle of David, man. The church of the firstborn. So you gotta take this thing serious, man. Quit all them fucking games, man.
Yeah. Wow. But that's the spirit, bro. And that's just the truth of what it is, man. That's just the truth of what it is. Like, it ain't about you. Let's start there. It ain't about you. You, as a man, you're gonna realize it's not about you. If you have kids, it ain't about you. If you have a wife, it ain't about you. It's about you taking care of the things that you have to take care of, your responsibilities. And in this truth, it's no different. You have certain things that you must take care of, that you must do.
Hey, the brothers in LA, you know, the brother Muatazar, Barak, Kaya, they just did a recent sit down going into that, man. Responsibility, accountability, you know, and the last year, you know, but it was a beautiful lesson, man. You know, you got to be in this thing comes responsibility, accountability, you know, so on and so forth, man. And you got to take that serious, man. Whatever position you get, you got to take that serious, man.
Yeah, go to the GMS Disciples page and check that out. You know, for brothers, man. Well watched video, man. It's a good video.
That's right.
Because there's certain
like
things
your plausibility. Yep.
Right. There's a lot.
I mean, not a plausibility, attainability. So like attainability. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Attainability.
Yeah. Check that video out, man. Good video. I had a couple things. One was the definition of the word order.
Okay.
Let me read that right quick. This is Webster's New World Pocket Dictionary. For the word order, it says, the first one says peaceful. It's an orderly or proper state, the way things should be, basically. It says monastic or fraternal brotherhood. Right? And what's funny is all of this is what builds that. And being in order makes the brotherhood more peaceful and work the right way as it should.
That's right.
It says 3. It says general condition, right? The way it's supposed to be. 4. It says command. It says 5. Request for.
And an order is order is what? A command. You know. If an order come down from the head, guess what? That's a command coming from and where they get that command from the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Guess what we follow?
That's right.
Commandments.
That's right.
It all ties in, so you ain't escaping it. Yeah. Even though the apostles are the heads, you know, on the earth at this time of Great Millstone, their heads are still, you know, King David, Yahushai, the Most High. It's still got people above them. There's always somebody higher until you get to the top. You know, which is in our case the Most High, Yahweh. You know, and so it's always some form of order. If you think, the heads of the camps got nobody to answer to, you, and they just being tyrants over us, you got it wrong. They got to answer to somebody too.
That's right.
You know, and in part of this governing body thing, the government thing, it's about delegating power. Because one man shouldn't have to, Apostle Tahar himself shouldn't have to come to every camp and make sure this is going down the right way. You know? Now, he'll go to these, and then these, you know, he go to these brothers, and these brothers go to that many more brothers, and that brothers go to these many more, and then the last group is the rest, you know, to make sure everything is ran the right way. But that's how every well-oiled structure is set up. You know, so-called a pyramid form, but it's the way it's supposed to, with one at the top and many at the bottom, and those have more power over the ones right above. You know, when they say shit rolls downhill, that's talking about that order.
That's right.
You know, well, if I'm getting shit from the top, somebody at the top is chewing me out, and I'm the next level down, guess what? Well, because the people under me ain't getting the job done, and all the boss knows that I'm not getting them to do the right thing, so I get chewed out. They ain't getting it done, so I got to chew them out. They ain't getting it done, so they got to chew out whatever, all the way top to bottom. But the point is to get everybody on the same page.
That's right.
Let me keep reading this real quick. It says command. It says request for items to be supplied. 6 is class or kind. Now the verb is arrange, command, request. And that's pretty much that.
Yeah. Back in the blue letter definition, the post, rank, or position which one holds in civic or other affairs, since this position generally depends on one's talent.
Yep.
So
but guess who set you up for that? If you got a good eye, you may be a cameraman or you may be on post. If you got good intuition, you might be one of the armor bearers. If you got, and I'm just throwing stuff out there. If you were had a gift of gab, so to speak, you might be a speaker. If you're quick and witty, you might be a speaker. If you got a good memory, you might be a precept man, depending on how the Spirit sets you up in this truth. But some of those things are what goes to those men that do certain things. If you 6'8" or 6'12" or whatever, you might be an armor bearer. You might be, the head to just to keep everybody. If you just got a real fierce spirit, you might be somebody, to keep people in line, like a bishop. It all depends. But the gifts were given from the Spirit, though. I wasn't going to go into that, but in the 12th chapter, it talks about the diversity of gifts, but it's all for one body. That's right. In 1 Corinthians. Yep. All for the truth, all for the church, all for the body of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And through the Spirit, you set up that way.
Yep. It says, since this position generally depends on one's talents, experience, resources, character, fashion, quality, and style. I want to use that
resource thing right quick. If, like, say, if a brother has the Apple Mac computer and other brothers don't, guess what? He might be the researcher of your camp.
That's right.
Just hypothetically saying. The Most High blessed him with a great job. He might be the tithe man, the one to make sure the tithes is in order. If and so on and so forth. However the Spirit sets you guys up, you should be able to kind of see. The Spirit gonna set it up to where it's the way that this brother we tried this brother, it ain't working right with this brother. Let's try this brother. Oh, that's working lovely. Yep. The Spirit will do that. Or if you don't notice that it's going on,
that's you making arrangements. Exactly. That's arrangements, arranging things. You seeing what brothers fit for what position in the camps, and that's what and you adjust it to that. Oh, this brother, he's a good reader, so let me make sure these brothers get their time in and read. And pretty much we all can pretty much read. We all came up through school, so that's one thing that we all come through when we first come in.
It's like coaching.
It's like coaching, right? But it might be some other things that brothers have that they can bring to the table, and they gotta utilize it,
Yep. It's back on you, bro.
Con. Get Salakia. Get Jude.
Which verse? I love
Jude 1 and 8. Cause you got guys that pretty much don't like order, cause they like to do their own thing, and when they see that things don't go their way, if the Spirit don't kick them out, they just fall away and just do what they want to do. And the scriptures warn about individuals like that. All right.
You get that?
Yeah, get that.